Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is nicoleacote and I have not posted in the past 2 weeks and I apologize. I have been on vacation for my little brother's birthday. We went to Disney World in Florida and it was really fun. I will probably make a separate video about how much globe brainwash there is at Disney World and how, Walt Disney is majorly connected with NASA and space and how there's so many rides at Disney World where it's revolving around space, like a space mountain or space shuttle or so many things. So I'll save that for another video. If you guys are not yet subscribed, please do so now if you'd like to check out more videos like this. Today I'll be talking about the top 5 reasons that I believe the Earth is flat and not a globe. And I am urging people to do their own research. This is a disclaimer before I even start. I'm not here to prove that the Earth is flat. I'm just here to inspire you to go do your own research, check out these top 5 reasons why the Earth is not a globe. In my opinion, for you, it may be different top 5 reasons, or maybe you have a million reasons, or just one. One alone completely destroys the globe, and for me, it was so easy to see, but for other people, it's a lot harder to get out of the brainwash and to unlearn everything that we've been taught, unfortunately, which was a lie. And yeah, without further ado, I will be telling you the top 5 reasons. I have it all written in my book here. I'm going to try to be posting a lot more often, and I always say this, but for reals, I have to just dedicate myself to spreading the truth. And yeah, so enjoy! So the first reason the Earth is flat would be NASA. For me, NASA, I had a hard time at first trying to look at them with a more keen eye. I always looked up to NASA, and I remember wanting to be an astronaut and just being so amazed with space and the universe and the stars, the planets, and all those beautiful images they put out, and the colors and the chance of there being life beyond our planet. I was just so amazed, as we all were. And then I discovered the flat Earth, and I was watching a bunch of videos where people were like, check out NASA, look into their photographs and their lives. And for me, for my background, I went to college and I graduated with a bachelor's degree in photography. So essentially, I was studying Photoshop there for majority of the time, and I have a pretty good knowledge of how you could fake an image or how you could create an image with multiple images and merge them together and mask images, and basically you could create a lie that looks like the truth. And when I heard about this, I decided to go look into the NASA archives that they have for everyone to see on their website. It's not on nasa.gov, but I'll post the link in the description where you can go look at their archives from all the Apollo missions where they apparently say they went to the moon. And that really did it in for me. That was like the first thing that I looked at, where I was looking at the space shuttle and I was looking at the photographs themselves and putting them under a microscope. I'd put them in Photoshop, zoom in, I'd mess up with the levels and the lighting, and I started to notice that there were artifacts and evidence that they were pasting the Earth into the background of these images that they were taking from the lunar surface. And that was it. Like, for me, when I saw that our space agency that is being funded billions of dollars is putting out fake images of them being on the moon with the Earth pasted behind them, not even a real photograph. I lost it. My reality that I thought I lived in was destroyed, and whether or not that proves the earth is flat, it proved to me that space wasn't real, and that just made me question planets, the moon. Is it really a sphere, or is it just a round body in the sky that we cannot possibly go to? Because if it was possible, then we wouldn't have to fake these images. And along with that, also I'm gonna do like a little part 2 of this, because my photography background that I just mentioned also made me look at the night sky and all these images that even amateur photographers put out of time lapse of the night sky. And it is unbelievable when you leave your shutter open on the camera and just point it up at the sky, let it do its thing. You'll see that the stars are what's moving around us, and there's no interference of the tilt of the earth or the spin of the earth or any of that. It's just a clear circle, and I'll post an image right here of what I'm talking about. If you're confused, these are star trails, and when you leave your camera shutter open, point it at the night sky, you'll see the image. When it's finished, it'll show you a star trail, which is the star moving around in a circle. It shows the path that it's going in, and Polaris is always stationary, the North Star, and everything is revolving, circular around and above us. And that proved to me there that I was not on a spinning ball. So that, along with NASA lying and the International Space Station, all that was just, that did it for me. But of course, it wasn't enough. I continued my research, and that brings us to number 2, that the water never curves. And I've been on many boats, many planes, and I've lived on an island for most of my life. I was living on Long Island, where we're surrounded by beaches, and the earth itself is 71% water. And being on all these boats, being on all these planes, and always seeing the water of the ocean leveling out with the horizon being flat, I can't see any possible way that there's a globe that has a curved ocean, like the pictures that NASA shows us, where the ocean is literally curving in a perfect circle. They say this is a true image, but is it? Because I have never seen the ocean curve. I have countless times been to beaches, even just before when I was on vacation in Florida. The horizon and the level of the ocean is flatter than a piece of paper, and I really hope people can put 2 and 2 together, where it cannot be spherical, it cannot have this shape when we never see the water curve. I've never seen it, and I know a lot of other people are trying to prove it. They try to show different experiments where, look, water's curving, or they say, the waves curve, or all this other stuff. But with my own eyes, the water has never curved in front of me in the way that NASA puts it out in their images of Earth from space. And it's quite alarming. The Earth is 71% water. Water never curves. There's 29% land. I've never seen the land curve either. Where does that bring you? That brings us to number 3, that gravity is just a theory. And, we rely so heavily on gravity and Einstein's theory of general relativity, and it just doesn't add up. If you Google it, is gravity just a theory? It'll tell you right there it is a theory, and that, but they fail to recognize all the research that us flat earthers are doing, showing that gravity is no more than a theory, and it's basically very flawed in itself. I'm not a scientist. I'm not, saying I know everything about this, but if you Google it and you see that Einstein's theory of gravity is just that, it's just a theory. And we're basing a lot of our science and the proof that Earth is a globe on this gravity thing. Like, so many globe earthers come out and try to fight with flat earthers, saying, how could you not know Earth is a globe? The Earth is in orbit with the sun because of gravity and its gravitational pull towards the sun. And we could just say that instead of gravity, that there's density. Everything has a density. Everything can fall to the earth at a certain speed because of its weight, density, and a lot of other factors. And just to say that gravity is the law and the almighty truth, because Einstein is some sort of a genius, when we all know that he is a fraud. It just boggles my mind that we're all so sure to trust this and to base the shape of our Earth on something that is only a theory. That brings us to number 4. The horizon never drops from eye level, and this is shown by many people who are uploading videos of weather balloons being sent up into the atmosphere at very high altitudes where the horizon is never dropping. It continues to rise to eye level or stay in the middle of the frame, since people aren't actually up there with their eyes. It's just, generally speaking, at eye level, meaning it never drops. It'll stay put, just like if you're on the ground, you see the horizon at eye level. You're standing on the beach or a mountain, same thing, it'll rise up to your eye level, the horizon. Same thing if you're in a plane, it will rise up to your eye level. And if you are in a globe, don't you think at some point, even with the massiveness of the globe, or we're too small to see it, we have to get much higher, but at all of these different altitudes and heights, there's not any proof of any curvature at all. And I don't care how big the Earth is, this is just not possible if we're living on a spinning ball. You have to have some sort of a drop in the curvature, or you have to at least see a drop in the horizon. If you're looking down, it should be going down. It shouldn't be like raising up, up, up. That can only happen on a flat surface. So that brings us to our last proof here that I want everyone to go look at for themselves, and it would be the sun's rays and the angles of their rays and the direction of the sunlight, sunrise, sunset, all of these things, especially with my background and being very sensitive to how light works and shadows, and being just very aware of light in general. And once I realized the Earth was flat, the way I looked at the sun is completely different. I'm aware now that the sun cannot possibly be 93 million miles away with the angles of the sun that pierce through clouds. There's photographs, and I've seen for myself that the angles of the sun are at an angle where the sun has to be much closer than NASA's telling us. You see NASA post pictures of the Earth where like the Earth is half lit and the other half is in darkness, day and night, and it all works perfect on the globe. Like, they have their signs laid out. Day and night works great on the globe. It doesn't not work, because that would just give it away. And what people need to realize is that there's another way, and it works the same on the flat Earth. It's just that the sun is much closer to us. It's not a flaming ball of gas, like burning fire. We don't know what it actually is, but it is much closer than it has been told to us to be. And it's very clear if you watch the sunrise more than the sunset. When you go, especially to a beach or near the edge of the land where you can't see any buildings blocking the sunrise, that will show you that once you see it, it's very visible that the sun is more acting like a spotlight than what they show you in images, that it's just lighting up this grand space of land. And when you watch the sunrise, it's very obvious. If you could just try for a minute to unlearn your knowledge of the sun and unlearn the fact that the sun is extremely far away, and try to just imagine that it's at a very close distance and it's acting as a spotlight, and it revolves around the earth, which is flat, but it's still going around in a circle, and it can create the same thing. It can create day, it can create night on the other side, because it is directionally lighting what is underneath it. Since it's much closer, it'll be lighting a much smaller space, and that creates day and night and all the different time zones and so on. It still works on the flat earth. It's just, you gotta sort of erase all that stuff that they taught you that was a lie. And let me see if there's anything else I could say. I just hope that these 5 things are enough to make you go look into it for yourself. I know a lot of people are going to say, like, you're not really showing any proof, and I can't do that. I can't sit here and, put out all the proofs like other people on these channels of flat earthers do that wonderfully. I think I'm here more to inspire people to look for themselves and just don't believe what you were told. Don't just say, oh, like, I learned this in school, like, it can't be a lie. It's just not possible for it to be fake. Why would they lie? It doesn't matter. Just try for a minute to imagine that everything you were taught was a lie, and it'll help you grasp the flat earth a little bit easier. I suggest looking into the flat earth model that people have so kindly created for us. It's obviously not going to be 100% accurate, because we're very limited and very suppressed in our knowledge by the powers that should not be, and it's difficult to get images and proof of a lot of the stuff that we talk about as a flat earther. And I understand why some people have such a hard time believing it, because they go off what their families or everyone else that they see around them believes. And when the whole world believes that Earth is a globe and not so many people believe Earth is flat, it's sort of really hard to step out of that and become an outcast and just say, no, I won't believe that, and I won't fall for it anymore. These top 5 reasons here really help me to see for myself that I was extremely delusional, believing that I lived on a globe that was spinning, whirling, shooting through space. And it's hilarious, and it's also really sad that more people can't see it or get past their unfortunate teachings that we all been brainwashed with. And it's basically required that we learn these things before we're even able to make sense of deciphering logic or deciphering anything for ourselves. We're told before we know better that the earth is a globe. And that will be my little last reason there, that earth is not a globe. And yeah, I hope I inspired you guys to do your own research and really, 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 really try. Don't just like look at one video. Don't just read one article. Don't just look at NASA. Obviously, don't go to NASA for your information. You have to eliminate those powers and eliminate everything that is fed to you without really any proof, without these fake images, without the CGI, and just use your senses. Get back to your senses and what they tell you. Do you feel like you're spinning? Does it look like the water curves? Does it look like the stars up there are whirling? And does it look like we're moving at a really fast speed? Get back to what's real and trust yourself, trust your instincts rather than trusting NASA and their lies. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not already.